Kelsey and you're watching DJP TV. Coming up for you on this week's show, we take a look at a small game known as Mass Effect 3. We have an interview of the producer of UFC Undisputed 3, and we also have the winner of a competition that was running last week. You know, the one to win all the rubbish we cleaned up from our closet. But first up, we have a review for you of All Zombies Must Die, so let's go check that out. All Zombies Must Die is the second zombie-based effort from Double Six, following on from the 2009's PSN only Burn Zombie Burn. But this isn't a sequel as such, because this time round we get the twin stick shooting mixed with RPG elements in an open world. However, the main object remains the same: shoot everything that moves that doesn't have a pulse. There are four main characters to take control of in your quest in Dead Hill Town. The star of the show is video game obsessed Jack, but it's Susan Jove's ex-girlfriend Rachel, science-loving Brian, and otherworldly alien Luxo. Each of the crew has their own unique abilities, with Jack able to torch the undead, whereas Rachel makes them brandish headphones to keep them temporarily out of action. The script and humour is entirely tongue-in-cheek, whether Jack is talking about the zombie survival techniques he picked up while playing Resident Evil 5, or you're getting gifts to your girlfriend from a freakish statue that talks like Barry White. There are plenty of moments to make you smile. Another thing that never lets up, of course, are the zombies. Aside from your base area, where you're safe to spend your ability points to upgrade your crew as you please, they literally just keep coming. Using the right stick to aim and the shoulder button to shoot it as fast as it is fluid. Weapons range from an area spraying shotgun to a more direct SMG, and even a flamethrower. Each can be customised with its own perks, with fire and electricity tweaks just a few of the upgrades on the menu. One of the game's only problems is the amount of backtracking you'll have to do. You'll clear one area, only to be sent back to do a similar objective before moving on. More areas would have been a nice inclusion and less recycling. There are a lot of quests to be completed, but there is a distinct lack of variation. Overall, Zombies Must Die is yet another great addition to the fashionable pile of titles featuring the undead. Its clever humour and fun shooting make the download worthwhile, and it might even give you some ideas on how to survive the apocalypse later this year. So All Zombies Must Die is already out on PSN and Xbox Live. It's a nice little title to keep you going until this year's big releases are out. So what with UFC Undisputed 3 coming out on January the 27th, we caught up with the producer to see what is happening in the next installment of this cage fighting game.
What's up, guys? This is Neven Dravinski, producer, UFC Undisputed 3. Well, new features in Undisputed 3 are numerous, in number, but I think the thing that I'm most excited about is the inclusion of Pride Fighting Championships. For those of you who don't know, Pride is a now defunct Japanese organization that the UFC bought to get their fighters into the UFC. There's a different rule set. You could stomp people in the face while they were on the ground, kick them in the head. I think it makes for a really different style of gameplay than the previous UFC games. And what's cool is you can fight UFC guys in Pride-style rules, Pride fighters in UFC rules, so this UFC versus Pride aspect I think is going to play out really well in the game, and I'm actually really excited for people to get the chance to play it. And on top of that, we've broken from the annualized cycle. We have more time for development. We've included a new amateur control system for transitions. The quarter circle and greater than quarter circle turns from the classic controls, or pro controls as we're calling them in the game, are replaced by a simple flick up, flick down on the right stick. Not to say that we dumbed down the game at all. I mean, you actually still have more more advantage using the classic Pro controls, but we really wanted to lessen the barrier of entry for new users, get more people playing the game. We have a new graphic-based submission system, for example, because people were having trouble finding out why they won or lost or how close they were to winning or losing online or against difficult enemy AI. We've done a ton of improvements to the general gameplay as well as adding a ton of sort of educational elements to really handhold new users through the gameplay experience. So, I think the extra time for development certainly shows in the game, and I'm excited for people to get the chance to play it.
Good combos here. Oh, beautiful combination. He's hurt.
Yeah, I mean, community involvement has been huge for us this year. I mean, we did development a little bit differently this year than on previous titles. We actually started focus testing from the beginning of development. We probably did 1 to 2 focus tests a month. Brought in guys from the hardcore Undisputed community, put them, with early builds of the game, partly to find, exploits, partly to help tune our systems and kind of get, that quick, regular feedback. I mean, we were literally flying guys in from all over the country to kind of help play the game, guys that were at the top of the leaderboards, as well as guys who are hardcore fighting game players, guys who are playing fighting games competitively. We brought in guys who are, your more sort of quote-unquote casual sports gamers, really in an effort to, not only make the best UFC game, the best MMA game, but the best video game possible. And I think that kind of community involvement and that fan collaboration has really shown in the game, and it's made for a better end product.
Winner by knockout.
So UFC Undisputed 3 is coming on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 on the 27th of January. Coming up is the game that you've probably all wanted to see. We take a look at Mass Effect 3.
Shepard warned us they were coming, but we didn't listen. Now the fate of our world, of every world, rests in his hands.
The wait is almost over. Commander Shepard's final mission is almost upon us as the battle against the invading Reapers reaches its explosive climax. After the events of Mass Effect 2 and its subsequent DLC offerings, Mass Effect 3 sees the Reapers launching a full assault on some of the galaxy's biggest civilizations, including Earth, the first time our home planet has made an appearance in the Mass Effect series.
I know we've beaten the odds before, but getting to that tower...
Whilst the title primarily follows Shepard, much like the previous 2 games, you'll be joined by a number of familiar faces from the Mass Effect universe. However, dependent on your actions in the first titles, you'll see repercussions, including absences from those who may have died from your decisions.
Stick to cover.
I'm trying to give that Reaper something else to shoot at.
New features to the series include melee combat, which lets you deal out damage to the enemy up close and personal, and a fully fledged co-op multiplayer experience which will let you team up with friends online to battle the Reaper threat together.
Go. Get back to the truck.
If you've played Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2, no doubt this third chapter is probably the most highly anticipated title of 2012 for you. Although originally scheduled for release in late 2011, we're finally heading into the finishing straight. You'll be able to pick up Mass Effect 3 for PS3, Xbox 360 and PC on the 9th of March. As soon as we know more on the final chapter in this epic space trilogy, we will be sure to let you know.
So that's pretty much what we have for you on this week's show. But wait, we did a competition last week, which means we have to do a competition winner this week. So we asked you to enter either on a YouTube or on a Facebook page and various other formats. and we picked a winner at random, and that winner is Anthony John Harris. Well done. One of our staff members will be in contact with you shortly to get your details. Once again, head to dailyjoypad.co.uk for all the latest news, reviews and previews, and lots more competition. Once again, I'm Kelsey, and thank you for watching. Bye!